So tonight, we're gonna do something a little different. We're going to critique something. Now the thing about this video is that it's probably gonna be really long. So I'm probably gonna divide it into two parts. Maybe three, I'm not sure. But anyway, this came in from youngwritersonline.net, which is a writing forum, if you haven't noticed by the title. This is written by, yes, I do need glasses. Thank you for that comment. I'm old. This came from Maroonback313, and this is her realistic story, so it's not fantasy, and it's called YLSP Prologue. I have no idea what the fuck YLSP stands for. So before I actually do anything or say anything, this goes for all other videos where I'm going to critique someone's work. If I fool around, don't take it personal. I'm just having a good time doing this. So there's this thing that I do that when I read something that someone gives me, and if it doesn't catch me right away, I literally just go like that. But, I'm not just going to slap you in the face. I'm going to tell you, what should be done, what shouldn't be done, etc., etc. So let's start right away. Let's start right away. You're real stupid, you know that? Kesha screamed in my... Whoa. Okay, that's not Kesha. Kesha wouldn't scream in your face. That's Keisha. You're real stupid, you know that? Keisha screamed in my face. I replied with a smirk and a snicker, as if to say, says you. I think says you needs to have quotations, because it's an expression. After nearly an hour of this nonsense, I was beyond yelling back. I had settled into my dad's trademark dry humor and sarcasm. Dad was never around during times like this. He was always at work. Can't blame him for supporting his family, though, can I? Keisha, my stepmother, stepped close to... Whoa. Keisha, my stepmother, stepped... Okay, that tripped me up a bit, because you have stepmother, and then it's stepped. And so, you know what I mean? So maybe say, my stepmother came close to me, my stepmother approached me, inches away from my body, and hissed, "Don't make me slap you. Don't make me slap you." What's more of a hiss? How do you hiss? "Don't make me slap you." It's like Batman voice. Startled as I was, I leaned even closer to my stepmother and whispered calmly, "You wouldn't dare. Smeagol wouldn't dare." You wouldn't dare. My mother'd be on your ass so quick. Butt sex. Anyway, Keisha sneered. "Where's your mother? Where has she been these last few years, huh?" I think you need to explain more of the body language of Keisha rather than just saying that she sneered, because she's really, you want to illustrate that she's really like, "Where's your mother?" Well, not like that, but you know what I mean. Just express more how she's gesturing. I struggled to recover. The dose of truth in that statement was painful, if minimal. Okay, because you say I struggled to recover, but there's no indication that your main character was hit by that statement. You know what I mean? So maybe you should say first, before I struggled to recover, that, the thought brought me back to something, or it was painful, I don't know. Getting herself together so she can take me and Caitlin back, I responded matter-of-factly. I don't like that phrase, matter-of-factly. I don't know. I don't like that. Right. Want to know the truth, Joel? She's not doing shit. I'm the one who's raising you. Nobody else. Your father's never here. Your mom even less. I smiled broadly, nastily at her, and I smiled broadly, I smiled broadly, nastily at her, and motioned. Uh, you need to break that up or make it less awkward. Um, at her and motioned at the messy house, the dirty kitchen, her snarling visage. I never actually said that word. Visage, and the aura of discontent in a single all-encompassing hand motion. That was a pretty long sentence. Because you say at the messy house and then the dirty kitchen. You go from something very general to the dirty kitchen. So maybe you should say like the dining room or like go into more specifics. And also, come to think of it, this is the first time that I realized where they are in the argument. So maybe describe the setting a little better, like where they're actually arguing in the house. Well, you're doing a hell of a job. Keisha slammed her hand on the door jamb, trying to make me flinch. I only stared into her face, hoping infuriatingly calm. Hoping infuriatingly calm? Hoping infuriating. What? I only stared into her face, hoping infuriatingly. um, I, either I'm just being retarded right now, or I don't know what you're trying to say there. But, change that part. I prayed she didn't see the rage and hurt in my eyes. You are only 15 years old. I think it's better if you write out the word 15 instead of the number. You are only 15 years old. I will not be spoken to like one of your friends off the streets. I never speak to my friends the way I do you. I never speak to my friends the way I do to you, I think you should say. I knew what I was about to do was wrong, but since I wasn't yelling, I needed to vent somehow. Really? And why the fuck is that? She shouted, spittle flying from her lips. She should be lowercase. I paused, allowing her to compose herself somewhat, just to get her riled up again. I respect them. Keisha, my height, unfit, and 20 years older than I, was no match for me, and was no match. You should take out that comma there, so that flows better. Was no match for me in the prime of my adolescence, nor did she demonstrate much common sense normally. Take out normally. However, she was oblivious to these facts and often threatened me with violence. Every time she did, I knew she would never touch me, because some voice of sense had warned her not to. This time, she ignored it. Keisha's hand streaked towards my face. Despite my shock, I just barely caught it by the wrist. Then, that's then, not then. Then her other hand came in for a punch. Falcon punch. Without thinking, I snatched that one out of the air, and with my other hand, I snatched that one out. Without thinking, I snatched that one out of the air with my other hand, then shoved her backward, out of my room and into the kitchen. His room is in the kitchen, near the kitchen. I don't know. I'm not used to having my room next to a kitchen. I had only meant to put space between me and the animal. She stumbled back and fell on her rear, looking up at me with impotent hatred. In my defense, I hadn't meant to push that hard, though I wanted to push much harder. Don't you ever lay hands on me again. Keisha said, okay, I think you should clarify who said that, because it could go both ways. You know, Joel obviously said that, but once you think about it, Keisha could have said that too. Keisha stood slowly, then stormed away, stepping over the discarded clothes, bootleg movie discs, toys, and other things that decorated the living room floor. I'm done with this shit. I'm going away. I'm calling your father. I'm gone. I'm leaving. She slammed her bedroom door. And I'm going to stop this part here, because I'm going to go on to the next video for the next part. So stay tuned.